It's Week 17 of the NFL, and we'll see this team's towering tight end. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. The action is only moments away on Sunday night.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Here's 2nd and 10. Now a first carry here for their running back. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A good gain of 12 yards that time. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. They'll set up a throw. This will be caught at about the 6. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. They'll set up to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by the young man out of Stanford, their rookie quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
A gain of 3, second down. Back to throw. Ham. And his pass incomplete. When you look at this defense, they're just below the cut line for top half of the league. 17th in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The visitors' offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback. So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. They'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. Back to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. They'll look to throw again. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And he goes out right around the 39. The numbers for him from a week ago: 8 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
2nd and 5. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. 2nd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down. $10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
He finds his man, complete. That's Hines. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Operating from the gun. Ham working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 22-yard line.
Off the play fake. Ham. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the gun on third down. Ham. That is caught and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Looking to throw. Ham. Touchdown! A 5-yard touchdown. And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
Well, he is such a matchup nightmare down near the goal line, CD, and another example right there on that play for the touchdown.
It's borderline impossible to defend this guy because that kind of size, he can still get out and run a crisp route, and he has excellent hands. Even if you stick with him, all the quarterback has to do is lob it up, and he can win almost any jump ball.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. 1st down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. They'll look to throw here. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 2nd down play, not much better than the 1st, just a gain of 1 there. The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. Forced out to his, and he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's third down. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been effective so far over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do. And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll look to throw now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. They're going to look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
They go play action here on first down. Going for the deep ball. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Ham. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Hines. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number one. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Ham. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Operating from the gun. Ham. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
He finds his man, complete. It's Hines. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Looking to throw. Ham. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now at 16-10. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. He's going to loft it, deep right sideline. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Off the bootleg. Ham. Wide open receiver, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down.
At the 41-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Ham. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
29-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Looking to throw. Ham. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 2.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. Back to throw. Ham. And incomplete. He dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there.
With his 4th rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guys have made this a 1-score game now.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Extra point forthcoming. And the lead is down to 2. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game. and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
A 41-yard punt there with no return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
42 yards rushing for him now to this point. Here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
3rd down and 1.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's Hines. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
2nd down and a yard.
At the 26-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Dance into it, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. And this one is right through, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. Now back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Back to throw here. And he's got his man on the out route. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. The offense on third down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. He'll drop to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to regain the lead.
This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
They're going to try and run. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game.
I have to admit, I love the excitement of a 2-point try. You know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it was unsuccessful for the guys trying it.
Completely unrelated, I just realized that I stole both your pins in this last half of the game. My bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay. Well, and just in the time they went for 2.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Ham. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
Down to about the 45.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
They were looking for a big play in this comeback situation, and they call play action pass, and it backfires. If you're going to run that play this late in the game, you have to have a plan in mind to avoid the sack. Throw it away, scramble, do something, but don't go down in your own backfield.
From the gun on third down, Ham. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to throw. Ham. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Here we go on 4th down. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Back to throw. Ham. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
At the 23-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Operating from the gun. Ham. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
He's back to throw. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now 1st and goal.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Here's a big one. It's 4th and goal.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Now the first carry here for the running back. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for our visitors,
They get a 5th win to move to 5.